Hello, and welcome back. This is a very auspicious video indeed, because last week we passed 100 subscribers, and that to me is something amazing. It took time, over 7 months and 1 video a week, but we made it. I say we because without you, yes, you, it is impossible to run a channel. Yes, this channel is very, very small. It is microscopic in size. The direct opposite of the Pagani design Gargantuous Maximus. But it doesn't matter to me, because it has been a lot of fun. This video will be dedicated primarily to the Tissot Heritage 1948, which to me is a very special watch, and part of the reason that this channel ever came about. I feel that it is the perfect watch for this video, where I acknowledge you and all of your support. The Tissot watch comes, as with all Tissots, I think, in a very impressive box. It is worth noting that on the back of it you can find some booklets on Tissot's history, which is a nice touch. Snap open the box and you find your watch resting on a neat little pillow. My pulse rate is up at this point, because I've thought about this watch for quite some time, almost 2 years. And it does not disappoint. The specs are as follows: 40mm diameter, 12mm thickness, and 20mm between the lugs. The case is stainless steel and weighs in at 114 grams. The glass has a light crystal, so there is no sapphire goodness, but that adds to the whole vintage feel of this watch. It is powered by the ETA 2894-2 with 37 joules. It is water resistant to 30 meters, but never, ever try to scramble your brains underwater with this gorgeous thing. No, not even in Minecraft. As an added bonus, it has a gorgeous, half-open caseback. The watch has, as stated, a very vintage look, with a Roman 12 and applied steel dot indices. Around the top of the dial you have 60, 15, 30, and 45-minute Arab numerals. You have feuille hands, and a pin-style chronograph, second hand. The subdials are seconds, 30-minute, and 12-hour counters. There's a date function at 4:30, and the chrono pushers are actual pushers, and no faux screw-down madness. Then you have the logo, and this logo was first issued in 1931, and used for much of the 20th century. Some love it, others hate it. I personally love it, or I wouldn't have bought or felt so attached to this particular watch. The case is all polished, but the lugs steal much of the spotlight. There are several angles, and they're beautifully designed. I've never seen lugs like these before. Angular and rounded at the same time. Classy. The caseback must get attention, and lots of it. Okay, I admit, the Western theme doesn't really adhere to the rest of the design, but I've already made up my mind about this watch, and I love it anyway. Let's just take a few seconds and bask in its magnificence. The watch comes with different straps, and this one is the most expensive type, the Milanese mesh. And as much as I like it, I will switch it out for something in brown leather, because that is what I wanted to begin with. It's just that this one was available at the time, and I didn't have much of a choice. And since you can't really buy a new one, since they're all sold out, to my knowledge, I didn't want to let this one go, because I had seen this one on a secondhand forum before, and I didn't want this one to get away. And here it is, on my 19cm, 7.48 inch, or 0.000944 furlong wrist. Dressy and not dressy. Classic and timeless. It is everything. I want to take this opportunity to dig a little deeper into this watch, and the whole channel in general. Before I got married, I decided that since I already have a thick engagement ring, I couldn't really have a wedding ring, so I felt that a watch was as simple I thought of getting. It would be a one-watch guy thing, so I would buy one watch, and then nothing else. I therefore consulted my then student, Heinrich, who has been invaluable in his advice to me when it comes to watches. He deserves a very special thanks, and a very special smack in the face. The smack in the face is because he's the one that got me into watches in the first place. It was because I asked him about the wedding watch that all of this came about. The discussion about what watch to get turned into an argument that has now lasted for almost 2 years. To cut an already long and convoluted story short, this Tissot Heritage 1948 was one of the first watches I considered. It was one of the watches I tried out on my honeymoon in Paris, in a small Tissot shop on the Champs-Élysées. I opened my eyes to this watch because of a French spy comedy film, OSS 117, Caronie d'Espion, where Jean Dujardin's OSS 117 wears a Tissot Heritage 150T chronograph. The film is set in the 50s, so that watch looks like something from that era. However, the 150T is quite rare, difficult to come by, and a lot more expensive. This one looks almost identical, but at a much more affordable price, at around $1,400 US. And this makes it the most expensive watch I've reviewed on this channel. I didn't pay list price for it, of course, because I have to keep costs down. The question I've asked myself earlier is, would a more expensive watch feel better on the wrist than all the other affordables that I usually buy? And this one cannot really be counted as an affordable watch. But for some reason I cannot explain, this watch feels very, very special. Yes, I would spend a little more money to get a watch like this. Now I will divulge that I haven't bought my wedding watch yet, despite being married for almost a year. But the point is that the hunt for it turned into something else. An adventure. A chase. And I love a good chase. Actually, when I look back, the whole thing started with the Seiko Alpinist. I made a video on it, and it was the first, slightly more expensive automatic mechanical watch that I bought. And that video wasn't very good. It was a complete disorganized mess. However, I still have that watch. I thought of selling it at one point, but I realized that I just couldn't. It was my first ever video, and you can't sell a watch like that. It has taken a long time for me to work out a workflow and a format, but I think I have it down now. It might change in the future, but for the time being I feel that it works quite well, and I've had a lot of positive feedback on it. And some less positive feedback on it, but on the whole, I feel quite satisfied and quite proud. And I'm very happy that you're all with me on this journey, because there are a lot more watches that we can look at. As an added bonus, here is the watch with a brown leather racing strap instead of the Milanese. I think it looks much better, and it is what I use currently. So, once again, thank you all so much for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, joining. There is more to come. I hope you enjoyed this. The next watch is just around the corner. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.